that would be great.
Sorry. Once again.
Yeah, in OBIA, what are the modules that we would be covering? What are the areas that we would be covering?
That all will be covered
Before
as part of introduction today.
Okay, so in the introduction, at the end of the class, we would have the idea as to what at all within this OBI we would be going to cover, other than ODI and OBI, coming to the functional areas.
Yes, you come to understand.
The modules.
Yeah, at the end, I'll give the questionnaire also to you.
Okay, thanks.
Fine. Thanks, folks, for giving the inputs about our skill set. Let us go and try to understand here OBA 11G. OBA 11G, that to introduction part. So as the people are aware of it, OBA stands for Oracle Business Intelligence Applications, or it is also known as BA apps, or it is also known as out-of-box work. Out-of-box work. Whatever name we are calling, all are one and same. Whatever name we are calling, all are one and same. Now, OBA 11G released by Oracle with the combination of OBA 11G plus ODA 11G in the year of 2013. So from that point of time, people are concentrating on OBA with OBW plus ODA. Earlier to this release, we have here OBA 7964 is available. What is that? OBA 7964 is available. That OBA 7964 version is with the combination of OBA plus Informatica plus DAC combination. So earlier, with the combination of Informatica DAC, we are using OBA. Now we are using with the combination of what? ODA combination we are using it. ODA combination we are using it. Okay. So next point. OBA 11G out of box work not available with ODA 12C and OBW 12C. Even though OBW 12C is available in the market, ODA 12C is available in the market, but OBA 12C is not there still. So OBA 11G works only with 64-bit operating system. 32-bit operating system support is not there, and also it works with target as a Oracle database. Target as a Oracle database. As of now, other database supports also not available. Okay, these are limitations we can expect down the line. It will be lifted up. Now the versions available are OBA 11.1 7.0, 7.1, 8.1, 9.1, 9.2, 10.1. These are the versions whatever available. OBA available with OBA 11G plus Informatica plus DAC combination, and those versions are 7964, 3, 2, 1, etc. Right. So as of now, if people understand, these are the points. OBA is available. How many flavors it is available? OBA, how many types? 2 types. One is called as what is that? OBA 7964 version. That is with the combination of OBW 11G as a reporting tool, Informatica as a ETL tool, DAC as a scheduling tool. Scheduling tool of ETL. Nothing to do with the reporting. DAC is a scheduling tool of ETL. Right. Now we have here OBA 11G. That is available with the combination of OBW 11G as a reporting tool, ODI 11G as a ETL tool, or it is actually called as ELT tool, but whatever it is, maybe end of the day doing the job is what? Same job. converting transactional data into analytical data. Converting transactional data into analytical data. Okay, excellent. Now, sorry. Yeah, DAC is not available. DAC is not available, even though they provide the functionality. In the DAC tool, they included the ODA, they included, but no one is using DAC as a scheduling tool here. The DAC functionality inbuilt available in the ODA. Inbuilt available in the ODA in the form of agents, okay, in the form of load plans. Even if you want to monitor that one, that can be possible. Here OBA 7964, if install, no components are getting actually. No components are getting. Only predefined work only are going to get it. But here we are going to get some components with OBA 11G installation. OBA 11G dedicated components. Dedicated components are available. Those components are, one is called as BA ACM, Business Intelligence Applications Configuration Manager. Configuration Manager. As part of this one, we are going to configure what is your OLTP, what is your OLAP, what are the languages it has to support, what are the currencies it has to support, okay, and how to create the load plan. Load plan also we are going to design from here. What are the applications you want, like finance application, SRs applications, what are the applications you want here. N number of things we are going to configure using this one. Parameters also are going to configure. Second, we have here functional setup manager. Functional setup manager. What this is going to do is we are going to set some parameters. Set, like, let us say prune days parameter. Prune days parameter, how many days of data we have to read it back. Prune days parameter. Let us say incremental load or initial load, like that some parameters are available. Those things we are going to do it. Initial load, okay, time frame, initial load time. Then let us say incremental load, incremental load time. Like this, a number of parameters we are going to set here. Functional setup manager. Third one is available, that is called as ODA console. ODA console. So these are the three things which are came as part of the OBA 11G dedicated installation. If you go and try to observe here, let us say I have here BA ACM. That is the one component. And if you go and try to observe here, one more component that is called as ODA console. ODA console. Not there? Okay. Let it open first. And next is available here functional setup manager. So these are the three components exclusively we have to understand. Exclusively we have to understand. Okay. So this was the BA ACM component. So we are using the user is called as BA apps and sign in. Your ODA console is not opening because ODA server is down. So we need to start the ODA server in order to open the ODA console. These two things are opening because these two things are depends on the WebLogic server. It is going to depend. That's what functional setup manager and BAACM are opening as expected, because these two things are controlled by WebLogic server only. But this is controlled by ODA server, which is shutdown mode. That's why it is not opening up. So let us go and try to start that one, then it will be opens. So overall, we need to understand here ODA console, functional setup manager, BAACM. These three things, functionalities we understand properly, then OBA 11G is completed, technical navigation wise. Behind the scene, we have to understand what is the predefined works. These three things are what navigations have to understand. These three components, navigation we have to understand, because already you are aware of it. OBW navigation, ODA navigations, you are aware of it. Standalone ODA, how it is working. Standalone OBA, how it is working. How to develop the physical layer, BMM layer, presentation layer, and how to develop the ODA, designer navigator, what it is doing, security navigator, what it is doing, topology navigator, what it is doing. Those all things are aware of it. Those all things are aware of it. What you have to understand apart from this one, whatever predefined work given by Oracle, that you have to understand. In case if you go and try to observe your ODA, the ODA they given the predefined work. This is what the predefined work what he given. Predefined work he given some work that we have to understand it. Similarly, OBAW side, if you go and try to understand, he given predefined work with respect to OBA. Those things you have to understand. So let it open. ODA is opening. ODA is opening. It's opening. Wait a moment. Right. Let us say if I try to open some RPD, let us say financials and HR's RPD I will open. That is trimmed and it is available. Out of all applications, we trimmed here. We trimmed here the RPD of OBA, financials and HR's will be available. This is finance only. This is finance and HR only. Let us go with the only finance. Okay. Open. Then RR capital, I take small 1, 2, 3. Here we are going to get some predefined work, we are going to get it. Then, using this predefined RPD, what is developed? So many reports, so many dashboards are not. So what are the reports and what are the dashboards are available? Those things also we have to understand it as part of this training. If you go to the OBA lab copy, even we have the product guides are available. At this point of time, I cannot show that catalog, but I can go and I can show the reference documents, the product guides. If I go and try to open here financial analytics, there are so many reports are available and there are some dashboards are available. So each and every report, what is the report, what is the purpose of that one, and what are the possible customizations are available. What are the possible customizations are available, those things you have to understand. So what are the 3 points you have to learn about it? We have to learn. Number 1, what is that? Predefined work of ODI. Then predefined RPD. Then predefined reports and dashboards. Simple words we can say as what? Catalog. Then we also need to understand predefined data model, that is dimension tables, dimensions and facts. dimensions and facts. That also predefined lead is coming. And on top of it, we have to understand category 1, customization, customization, category 1, customization. Then we also need to understand category 2, customization. Category 1 and category 2 customizations we have to understand. Sorry? Yeah, category 1, category 2 is nothing but adding column is called as category 1. Adding table, it may be dimension or fact table, is called as category 2 customizations. Generally, we have what customization we are going to do it, extra column we are going to add it, extra table we are going to add it. So those things, how to do it, we have to understand about it. Okay, so yeah,
This is as part of your telling that OBA 11.0.
correct.
This is as part of source application to Oracle apps. Is it as part of source application to Oracle apps or some other application?
Okay, okay, I'll talk about that one. So whatever I am talking about, the source application is what? That's what is question. Whatever I am talking about, what is the source application? That's what is saying. The source applications, possible source applications as of now are, these are the source applications. Mainly Oracle apps, all the versions, only all the versions, and also JD Edwards, all the versions, and also PeopleSoft, all the versions. These three are ERPs. And we have here the CRM that is called as Sibyl. And he said here global for all the ERPs and CRMs is saying as universal. Suppose you have some mainframe, some SAP, some Salesforce, you can go and you can use the universal adapter. That's what he's saying. So as of now, Oracle end-to-end supporting the sources. In that sources we can divide as ERP sources, and next is what? CRM sources. ERP sources automated perfectly for, okay, what is that? E-business suite, and it's automated for what is that? PeopleSoft, and it's automated for what? JD Edwards. If we go to the CRM, it is automated perfectly for Sibyl. Though he is saying as, yes, I have one more thing that is called as universal, which can be used for other than non-Oracle products. What is that? If you are trying to use other than Oracle products. Above 4 are what? Oracle products. If you want to use other than Oracle products, you can go and you can use universal. But however, it is not that great success product. The products are success in the market is, these are the products success in the market. In that one exclusively, this is the piece which is more success in the market. EBS is the more success in the market. Okay, anyhow, we are clear about that one. Now go back to our things. Now as of now, as part of the introduction, we completed up to 6th point, right? Then next is what? 7th one. As part of the OBA installation, we'll get mainly 3 components. What is this? OBA ACM. Second is what? FSM. Third is what? ODA console. Those are the 3 things what I was trying to show it previously. This is what called as, what is this? Configuration manager. BA ACM. And here we are going to configure the applications, preferred currencies, languages, blah blah. Next we have here, this is called as setup manager. Here we are going to set up the parameters, we are going to set up it. Then here we have here next one that is called as ODA console. The ODA console is the one which you can monitor like DAC. What is happening, you can monitor in the web based, you can monitor it. These are the 3 components which came as part of the BA ACM installations. Okay, now this is the time for the questions, because OBA means more questions and less lecturing. Yes, go ahead the questions. Yes.
I have a doubt here. See, right now in Oracle Fusion middleware,
Okay.
right now we have only OBA. If you take into the Fusion middleware,
Mm-hmm.
now you are showing this ODA is also there.
Mm-hmm.
As if you come as a package there also, or whenever we are installing the server, we have to do like that, or we choose.
What is your question?
You are showing that now you started a ODA from Fusion middleware, right?
ODA from?
Fusion middleware.
Yes, ODA from Fusion middleware. Yes.
It has OBA as well as ODA.
OBA as well as ODA. Yes.
You mean to say we have to install only one Fusion middleware, both OBA and ODA,
Yes.
or we have to separate servers we have to configure?
See, OBA, any part if you want to use it, like Sibyl or Fusion or PeopleSoft, whatever it is, we have to install both OBA as well as ODA. Both softwares we install first, then only
I
OBA.
understand this point. If you take Informatica, we have a different subset server. Informatica will be hosting on one server and
Oh, you mean to say where you want to install? Okay, locations. Locations you mean to ask. Okay. So the question what you're trying to ask is OBAW server, ODA server, and OBA server. Is these three things need to be in one server only, or can I maintain the three different CPUs? That's what is question. Okay, answer is generally we'll try to maintain ETL purpose one server, reporting purpose one server, and this OBA whatever available, we'll try to keep in the OBAW wherever it is available in that PC. So what I am trying to suggest, OBA and OBA both are in one PC, and ODI in one PC. That's how we are going to install general practice. But there is no rule. Even if you want OBA in separate PC, you can install it. This is how we are generally practice wise we are doing it. But yes, all CPUs are available in the network. As long as you are able to communicate with other IP, then I can go and I can install OBA separately. I can install it. But the problem is this OBA will use the files, Oracle BA1 files from this location only. It is going to use it. There is no separate binary for this. That is the reason we are trying to install in the same machine we are installing it. Even if you are trying to utilize in another machine also, again we have to provide this directory only, you have to provide using the network path.
Why I asked this earlier in Informatica and that should be on single server.
Yeah, in the earlier Informatica and DAC should be in the single server. That also, it's not mandatory, that was best practice. That was best practice, not the mandatory. That was best practice. Why we are doing like that is, communication will be very easy. DAC is working on top of the Informatica. So if both are available in different places, communication wise is problem, performance to improve, we are keeping Informatica and DAC in the same mission. But it doesn't mean that when if I install DAC in separate machine, Informatica in separate machine, it cannot communicate, means yes, it communicates. DAC installation time, we need the Informatica domain file has to be input. Informatica domain file has to input. If it is available somewhere else, it is available, then that one has to provide a network path at the time of installation itself. It will not work as expected. To overcome those all issues, network related issues, we are keeping both are in the same CPU. So that network will not come into the picture. That is the only reason. Otherwise, if you given the proper network to me, I can install both Informatica and DAC in different PCs and I can make it work. Okay, right. So here also same situation. Generally, these two things also can work in the two PCs, but best practices, this was the best practice. Okay. In my case, I installed everything in the single PC only. I installed it, except source. Source I kept separately. Oracle apps I kept separately in separate PC, and remaining all things I installed in the single PC. I am going to communicate that PC using network. Okay, right. Okay, that is what the first question. How we are going to, how we need to install. That is what the question. That is what the question. What is my answer is, I am saying as OBAWE plus OBA in one PC, CPU1, okay, and ODI in CPU2. This is not in our training room, it is in our live. In our training room, how I installed I installed even ODA also in the same place I installed it. Okay, so this is actual project. This is, if we go for actual project, this is how we are going to install it. This is in the projects we are going to install it. But in the training purpose, you can go and you can install all three things: OBI plus ODI plus OBA, all in the one CPU. You can install it. And here source we have to install here where separate PC, that is another CPU will be coming into the picture. And here also we are installing in separate PC. But if you have the 32 GB of the space is available, okay, then you can go and you can install. If 32 GB of space is available, RAM, memory and all, you can install all the things in one PC only, don't worry. If you have the 500 GB of the hard disk and 32 GB of the RAM, or at least 16 GB of the RAM, if it is available, you can go and you can install all the things in one PC. Okay, but in my case, I installed, this is what the pattern I installed in my training room. Okay, yes sir, second question please. What are the applications I am going to cover? One of the resource asking the question, what are the applications will be covered as part of the training? What are the applications will be covered as part of the training? So installation wise all the things will be covered. Configuration wise all the things will be covered. Installation wise all the things are going to install it. Configuration wise all the things we are going to configure it. Whereas execution wise, understanding of predefined work wise, predefined work wise, we are going to cover HR and finance. These are the two things what we are covering it. However, if you know one analytics also, remaining analytics easily you can explore it. Process is what? Same process. So you can easily understand remaining things. That is the reason if you see my content itself, you come to understand what exactly I am doing here. If you go and try to see the content will guide you what exactly I am covering. Starts with the OBA 11G. First we are giving the ODI basic training we are giving. Then we are giving the OBW basic training Then as part of the OBA, we are trying to cover installations and configuration, and we are covering the BAACM, overview and OLTP configuration, OBW database configuration, configuring the environment, manage the business intelligence applications, preferred currencies and languages, then setup manager how to configure, managing the load plans, monitoring the load plans, ODA Studio what it is doing, ODA console what it is doing, then how to trim our RPD. Even though we have so many analytics are available, whatever analytics you want, that only are going to trim it. How to load our RPD into the Oracle based server, predefined RPD, loading predefined catalog into the Oracle BA presentation server, understanding HR analytics, finance analytics, then configuring some kind of files, and category 1, category 2 customizations. These are the things what we are going to cover as part of the training. Yes, some other question. Ram, what about type 3 customizations like adding custom schemas? Entire schema covering also will, actually there is no category 3 customization. First thing, we have the category 3 for filters. Let us see this diagram. See this diagram. This is what the diagram, whatever we have the categories of the customizations wise. Category 3 customization is related to the filters. Add additional rows to existing fact or dimension tables. That is what the category 3, that too universal adapter wise. Okay, and if you come to our packaged applications, only we used to say 2 categories we used to say. Even schema adding also will be coming under the category 2 only. If you are adding the fact table means what? Corresponding dimensions also have to modify. Without modifying the dimensions, how I can create the fact? Yes or no? So schema level if you want to modify also, that will be called as a category 2 only. With the packaged applications, technically speaking, there is no category 3 customization. People are saying here and there category 3, but there is no category 3. Category 1 and category 2 only available. Am I clear? Yes. Any other questions, folks? Any other questions?
Yeah, yeah, Ram. So when we say that we are going to cover HR and finance, so like most of the reports in HR we're going to cover. I mean,
yes.
Like
most of the
generally
reports,
what we see that. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
most of the reports in HR we are going to show it. What are the dashboards are available? What are the reports are available? What are the dimensions? What are the fact tables? Those all things will be noting down.
Okay, till the source we would be mapping it, like
Yes,
to make
the
we understand.
ETL part also will be covered.
Fine. So Ram, I don't have idea of HR, but within the HR there are then sub parts like payroll and different stuff that.
Of course, yes.
So there, so all of that would okay. Fine.
All of that. If I go and if I say HR, if I say, then I have to cover those all things I have to cover. For example, I'll show you the product guide. This is what the product guide released by Oracle. Then if I say HR will be covered, then I have to cover workforce, retention, absence, compensation, workforce development, then recruitment, time and labor, payroll, learning. These are all 9 dashboards you have to cover.
Something like when user in the app said that will be reflected here.
Yeah.
Will you show them?
That I will not show. What you try? One question is from the offline. Are you going to add some data in the Oracle apps, and that one how it is reflecting in the data warehouse? Are you going to show that one? That's what he's asking. Oracle apps application I won't open yet. Oracle apps data I will use it, because Oracle apps application really we are not going to work as part of the OBA resource or OBA resource. But what we can do is, if we want to tell, instead of entering from the front end, from the back end, one OLTP table I can modify, I can insert one record, I can insert it. How it is moving into the data warehouse, you can see it.
We need the reflection how it happens.
Oracle apps application I don't want to open here, because if I open unnecessary, a number of confusions will come into the picture. Okay, that's the reason I won't open that screen. I'll try to work with the data. That's it. I'll use the data of the Oracle apps. That too, Vision database, one thing is available. The Vision database only I'm going to use it. Okay, Oracle apps Oracle guy given for practice purpose, Vision database he given as a OLTP. That one I am going to use it. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, folks? How we use the software for the practice? How we use the software for the practice? If you have the systems properly with 16 GB or 32 GB is available, we do have here already we configured all these things. We configured all these things we configured, and VMs are available readily. VMs are available readily. You can go and you can install 2 VMs. VM1 with EVS, VM2 with OBA 11G. OBA 11G means what? All will be included. OBAWE, ODA, everything. These 2 VMs are going to communicate one each other. Don't worry. Once you open this one, the configuration will be done. One each other will be communicating. But these two VMs has to work means for this we want the dedicated 4 GB RAM at least. For this too we require a dedicated 4 GB RAM. For our original PC we want what? Again 2 or 3 GB RAM is required. Minimum 12 GB RAM is available, it will work. Otherwise it won't work. So I am giving as a best practice, if you have a 16 GB of the RAM, then go for this one VMs I am saying. Suppose you said like, no sir, I don't have that much of high configuration systems. Then use my lab. We are going to provide here remote server, we are going to provide it. Remote server, we are going to provide it. Use remote server and practice in the remote server. Remote server also configured as part of this, how I did it, same way we configured it. Okay, OBAW, ODI, OBA is installed one CPU. This is installed another CPU. Both the things are going to provide remotely. Okay, we can go and we can practice in that way. Any other questions? In how many days the course will be covered? The total classes for the course is 20 classes, 20. 20 classes are available. That maybe one or two classes more may be available, but overall is 20 hours of the duration, 20 working days. Okay, right.
And sir, dedicated to HR and finance, if just roughly any idea, half of that?
Entirely, it is entire course. It is OBA 11 is not dedicated for HR and finance.
Just wanted to know how much time we are spending to HR and finance.
It will be around. See, HR and finance only timings means, let us say, first you are going to configure the things, right? All you are going to configure it. Okay, that way you cannot calculate it. If you want to calculate also, let us say 6 hours you may be there.
Yes, I mean, sir, the only like the main part is that we should be able to understand at least main reports of HR and finance. So
yes, you are going. You are going to understand it. You are going to understand it. You are going to understand. Don't worry. Yes. Any other further questions?
Yeah, as part of this HR and finance, you'll be showing all the pre-built dimensions and facts that are loading as well, right?
Of course, we are going to show that one. So even the guides are available, and the guides you are going to follow it. Even if I miss anything, also it is going to show you all the things. And one practical thing I want to tell you here: showing all the things is not possible, sir, in the OBA. Showing all the things is not at all possible in the OBA. If you see here, let us say how many pages it is. 324 pages are available. These 324 pages are all the star schemas only. These many schemas in the world, no one can cover it. What we can expect from any mentor is one fact table perfectly explained, one dimensional perfectly explained, remaining things also same way it will be there.
What we saw is Oracle, what is the problem in Oracle when loading the data is, see, if you are taking for some payroll package from the EBS, it is not directly loading into the target payroll fact of a mobile. We have so many chains in between. We consider the ETL part. So we need that kind of
Okay. Yeah. Now one more question is here. Do we have basics of Informatica and DAC we are going to cover? We are not going to cover any Informatica, any DAC here. Zero. We are not going to cover anything in the related to the Informatica, anything related to the DAC. We are going to concentrate on OBW basic training if you want. That to 1 hour class will happen. And ODA basic training, that will happen 2 to 3 hours of timings. Remaining timings, 20 hours are going to spend totally on the OBA 11. So 20 plus that ODA 3 hours and OBAW 1 hour, at 24 hours of training will be there. OBA dedicated is 20 hours. That's how we planned it. Yeah, timings and days, please. So this training is more with the practice. More with the practice. So what we are planning is Monday to Friday, every day 1 hour we are planning. Monday to Friday, every day 1 hour we are planning. Saturday and Sunday, holidays I am planning. And if you are interested, Saturday and Sunday also you want it, we can conduct it, no problem. That's what the plan. That's what the plan. Am I clear? Okay, any other questions, folks? Timings every day, same timings. That is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. Any other questions? Okay, and all the materials, recordings, everything will be delivered to you. Okay, materials and recordings will be delivered to you. If you want to listen one more time, you can listen and you can see it. Okay, all things are going to deliver it. Next, any other questions? What will be the fee details for online? Yeah, those things you have to check with HR. You have to check it. Okay, HR contact number is fee details. I am least bothered about it. I am not sure. Okay, this is what the HR phone number. She is also available in the WhatsApp. You can communicate in the WhatsApp. You can communicate it. Okay, her name is Renuka. Or we can contact one more HR also. You can contact. This is also available in the WhatsApp. You can contact anyone. You can contact. Yeah, for VM or remote server, you have to contact the admin. For VM or remote server, you have to contact the admin. Admin mail ID is this is what the mail ID. Anyhow, once your payment transactions are completed, HR is going to route to this mail ID. Okay, route to this mail ID. She is going to route it. Am I clear? Thanks, folks. Tomorrow, same time, we are going to meet and we'll try to start the things. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.